All right, everybody. Monday, July 10th. It's 7 o'clock. Had the opportunity to speak to Coach Galt earlier today, and I'm finishing my day with Marcellus Barnes Jr., a four-star athlete from McCallie School in Chattanooga, Tennessee. He is a top 10 recruit in the state of Tennessee and a top 30 cornerback in the country. He committed to Virginia Tech on June 12th after visiting Blacksburg on June 9th, and he joins us today. Marcellus, how are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're excited to get to know you. So I want to talk about that visit on June 9th. From all accounts, it was a huge success for the class of 2024 and the overall future for Virginia Tech. So can you kind of walk me through that visit from beginning to end and what made it so special?
Yes, sir. So as soon as I got off the plane, I was welcomed by Rob Green, guy on staff there. It was me and my mom. My dad flew in separate, and I just knew it was gonna be a great trip. Like it was weird. As soon as I got in the car, had a great conversation about the flight, about my day, asked me about my personal life, and it just felt authentic already. And this was before I even touched, Virginia Tech's campus. So that went really well. And then, of course, while I was on campus, I was able to talk to the players a lot, really get a feel for what it would be like if I was there for 3 to 4 years. Ask some great questions about what life would be like. I mean, I do play football, but I still have to go to class and stuff. So I was able to ask them really good questions and really talk to Coach Jones and Coach Pry and Coach Sean, and really the whole staff. I've built a great relationship with them though for a long time now. But I was able to do a lot while I was there. So
Talk to me a little bit about some of those players that you did talk with. Who hosted you? Who did you spend the most time with? What did that look like?
yes, sir. So Mose Phillips hosted me
Real
from the
quick, real
Nashville.
quick. I appreciate the respect. I love it. With the sir, you don't got to call me sir. You can call me Billy Ray, whatever you want. I'm only a
I
couple
got
years
you. My
older than
bad.
you.
I got you. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. It's a habit. I'm sorry. It's a habit. Yes. Mose Phillips hosted me, and I was able to talk to him for a lot for a long time. Every day I was there. Well, I seen him as soon as I got there too. Yes, I did. And then Pop Watson was with him, the quarterback. I was able to talk to a lot of guys, most of the D line, most of the guys on offense too. Even though I was looking them up and down a little bit, but yeah, it was really good. But most hosted me and introduced me to a lot of the guys, a lot of the guys.
So the $1 million question. Everybody's always wondering this when somebody commits. What was the moment that you said, "Okay, I have all these great options. I've visited Virginia Tech." Did you know that you were kind of leaning towards Virginia Tech before you visited? When did you really lock in and you said, "You know what? This is where I want to go."
So Virginia Tech was my first official visit. It was my first official visit. I had two more planned, and I really wasn't leaning towards them yet. I really wasn't. I was going in, still open minded. Really wanted to observe everything. So I was like, well, I just want to see how it goes first. It's my first time doing this, just taking it all in, and everything was going really, really well. And I would go back to the hotel room and like sit and think and talk to my parents about it. Like, man, like this could really be, a place where I could call home, really. And I think it was the last day, yep. And it was kind of crazy because we go in and sit with Coach Pride and talk about our visit, how everything went, how we were feeling, and we would just be honest with them there. And so the night before that, I talked to my parents like, I really feel like this is where I want to be. Like, even though I haven't been anywhere else, I don't have anywhere else I can compare it to official visit wise. I've been on a lot of unofficials, but official visit wise, I have been anywhere, but this is where I want to be. And it was just like confirmation once I, took my visit there because my unofficial went really well too. So it was the night before. I sat in that meeting with Coach Pry, and I was like, "This is it." And I talked to Gabe and some other guys. We talked about like, let's do this thing, man. Like, let's get it to work.
Seems like everybody has talked to Gabe, but tell me a little bit more about that conversation with Coach Price. So, how did you break it to him? How did you break it to the other coaches that you were committing to Tech?
So we were in his office sitting on the couch, and it was me and my parents and Coach Pry, Coach Pilo, Coach Jones, Coach Pry, Coach Quinn was in there. Most of the defensive staff was in there, and Gabe had just committed before me, so it's kind of a little bit of pressure too. So it was like, are you next? So he was just asking me about my visit. What I like, what stuck out to me the most, how am I feeling about everything, and he was really honest with me, which is what I really appreciated. He shot straight with me about, having a certain amount of spots and like things like that. And he just really wanted to know, am I next? And like, they said that they really wanted me and things like that, which really made me feel good too. And I was honest with him. I was like, this is where I want to be. I don't really need to be anywhere else. So this is it.
And they were fired up. Would
Yes,
they have
sir.
fireworks in the coach's office? How'd it go down?
Well, they all jumped around, jumped on top of me, things like that. And Coach probably told him to calm down first because he's like, "Are you sure? Because once you're locked in with us, we really want you, all in." And I'm like, "We good,
Yeah, I got you. It cut out for a second. So he said once you're locked in, you're locked in. So he
locked
entered
in."
you in.
Right, yes, sir. And I told him I was like, I'm locked in. This is where I want to be. I really do want to be a part of what you all are building. I mean, I could see it. I could feel it. I really couldn't put it in words, but I can definitely could feel it while I was there.
You mentioned it earlier where you said it just felt like home. And it's the catchphrase, Virginia Tech, this is home, this is home, this is home. Can you tell me from a recruit's perspective who is not from Blacksburg, is not from the state of Virginia, it's your first time visiting Virginia Tech, what is it that made it feel like home?
Honestly, a lot of schools say that this is home, like this will be like your home, away from home. A lot of schools I've been to have told me that every time I, stepped on their campus, and it's like I was hearing them, I was kind of feeling them, but I couldn't, I couldn't feel it all the way. I guess is the best way I could word it. But with Virginia Tech, it really did feel like I was in Chattanooga, kind of. Well, I was with some family. It felt like I was with family, extended family. I couldn't say the same about the other coaches I've, met with and built relationships with. Coach Jones, Coach Pry. I feel like I go to them about anything, life, how school is going, of course, sports, obviously, because it's bigger than the X's and O's. So I really took that into consideration for sure because I'm still a person, of course, everybody on the next level can really play ball. So and everybody can coach. I mean, they wouldn't have that job if they couldn't coach. So I feel like it's bigger than that, and I feel like I could go to them about anything, and I really could call them my family. And I love the town, though. I mean, I love how fired up everybody is. That was another thing. The fan base is crazy, so that's a big part too.
Some of the absolute best in the nation, if not the best in the nation. And I want to talk to you a little bit about Coach Cheetah, Coach Prelu, and Coach Quinn. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with them. Who's funny? What kind of conversations are you having with them? Tell me a little bit about your relationship with them.
Definitely. So, Coach Quinn was the first coach I met on staff. He has my area. I'm from
He's
Chattanooga,
on the
so
road. He is always on the road. Yes.
always. It's crazy, always. So he would come to my school, I'd be excused from class for a little bit, just to go, meet and talk with them. And it went really well every time I met him. And I think it was my sophomore year. He would come by and I would meet him. We really started there. And ever since then, I mean, he's hit me up and checked on me and the family and things like that. He's really, really funny. I definitely say he's more of the funny one. I love how he always travels and he's about his family. I'm a family man for sure. Coach Jones, I would say he's also funny too, but he's a straight shooter. I mean, no filter at all. I mean, it's just he's completely honest with me at all times, and I see him as a mentor for sure. He tells me a lot on and off the field how I should handle things. I mean, in life in general. So definitely him and Coach Coach Prelo, I would say. He's also pretty funny too. He reminds me of my dad though a lot. They're around the same age. So also a mentor. I love his energy. I love how he's a family man also. All of them are really the same. I mean, they're also different in different ways too, but it's I feel like that's big because those are the coaches I'll be with the most with me playing in the secondary. So
Talk to me a little bit. I don't think No, let's start here. So, Coach Quinn going down. Tennessee's a new area for Virginia Tech. We've had a couple of players come from Tennessee. I know Woody Barron is from Tennessee.
hmm
I actually can't think of another player from Tennessee. But talk to me a little bit about that area. Are there other players you're actively recruiting? I know that the
hmm
coaches have put a real focus on that area, especially the Nashville area.
hmm
There's a ton of talent in the state of Tennessee. So, are there any other players in the state of Tennessee you're actively recruiting, or guys that you think may be interested in Tech as well?
Definitely. I don't want to say any names just yet, but I'm definitely looking at a few guys. I really do want to come join this class. I'm playing against them. Some of them, I'll see them, on the field this year. But they know that this is really home, so I really do want to get them there with me. Tennessee is, I feel like, in my opinion, slept on a little bit. Tennessee football is, but we do have a lot of talent in the state of Tennessee. Like you said, especially the Nashville area, Chattanooga too. But Nashville is bigger, so it's they have a lot more schools and things like that. But pretty competitive down here, so I love that. You know,
I'm not sure you all, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to speak out of turn here, but I'm not sure you all recognize how much hype there has been specifically about this class, not just the strides that we've made in the state of Virginia, but the overall talent level of this class is unlike what we've seen in a long time. What's so special about it is how connected each one of you seem to be that are committed to Virginia Tech. Not only are you coming to Virginia Tech, but you're encouraging others to come along with you. What do you think is creating all of this momentum and excitement about this class, not from the outside, but from the inside amongst yourselves?
honestly, we're all being honest with each other about what we can do, what we can start. Our official visit with and meetings with the coaches really opened our eyes about what Coach Pryde's vision is, and we all support it. I mean, we're all with it, and guys that really don't know about it and are kind of starting to notice it more and more as we make the social media posts and things like that. But behind all of that, we talk about what we can really do and how. Of course, we have to work at it, and really progress and just learn of learn what guys have. Well, it was kind of different though because of the guys that are ahead of us, older than us, that they were gone with the COVID and things like that, and the new coach staff, Coach Pride, coming in and kind of trying to rebuild something. So we know that we do have to work, and it's gonna take a lot of us, but we're willing to do it. I mean, we're willing to do whatever because we really do appreciate Coach Pride for really being. We love his energy, but we really do appreciate him for believing in us, really, and speaking so much life into us while we were there.
Talk to me a little bit about your goals on and off the field in your final year of high school. Has the coaching staff given you something specific to focus on? Is there something that you want to work on or you want to accomplish before you arrive at Virginia Tech?
It's a lot. With it being my last year, I do want to go out with a bang. I'll be playing a lot on both sides of the ball. In the secondary, I'll be playing safety and corner. Um, over the top. I mean, man, outside. I'll be doing a lot, blitzing, different things like that. We're doing a lot this year. Our rival school won the state championship, so of course I want to get revenge on them and take that title back. So um, I do want to win Mr. Football or at least be a finals, but definitely the goal is to win Mr. Football. But I'm really big on my team and really helping everyone improve, strengthen their skills. So I really do want to grow because we had a rough year last year. We know we're better than that. So I do have some pretty big goals, some pretty big ones for sure. Yes, sir.
So if I had to ask you, and you don't seem like a guy who toots their own horn very much or likes talking about themselves very much, but I am going to ask you, what kind of player and person is Virginia Tech getting out of Marcellus Barnes Jr.?
Person, I'll say person first. Talk about how silly I am. Obviously, off the field, I try to bring life. I try to walk in the room, bring life to everybody. I love putting smiles on people's faces, so I'm that type of person. But when it's time to work and it's time to be about my businesses, that's what I am. So it's kind of I'm split. Of course, on the field, I'm a whole other person in my opinion. So, but on the field, they're getting a competitor, leader. We talk about that a lot with Coach Jones. He loves leaders, so leading as much as I can by example and really just lifting up my teammates. But competitor for sure, I would say a dog. I would say a dog for sure. So on and off the field, I like to take it into the classroom too. I like being a dog on both. But they're getting a lot. I'm excited about letting the fans know what's coming.
I've never heard somebody refer to themselves as a dog in the classroom. So I'll go ahead and we're moving over to our rapid fire section.
Got it.
Have you thought about what major you're going to be a dog in when you come to Virginia Tech? Have you thought about that at all?
I have for sure. I'm looking at business. I talked about it a couple of days ago with my parents about minoring in entrepreneurship and majoring in business. So I'm still playing with that. Still trying to see with my senior year. My school does a lot with helping us, narrow down on what we are gonna pursue in college, major wise. So I'm thinking about business for sure though. That's what it is right now.
If you could have dinner with four people, dead or alive, who would they be and where are you going to eat?
Ooh, that's a great question.
My favorite question to
Um,
ask every time.
That's a great one. I would say four people that are alive. I would say Denzel Washington. Let me see. Denzel Washington, Jalen Ramsey, um, Michael Jackson. Ooh, one more. Ooh, I don't know the last one. I would say my granddad. My
Okay.
granddad.
And where are
That's
you
that's
going to eat?
where
You don't got to pick up the tab though. Somebody else, somebody
I don't
out of
have
that
to.
list, somebody else will pick up the tab. Yeah.
Okay. I would say we have a pretty good steakhouse here called Hennon's. So I would say a steakhouse that's, pretty high end.
Favorite player to watch film on or study?
Denzel Ward, Jair Alexander, um, J.C. Horn. Oh, I'm sorry. Only one?
You can give me a couple. And
Okay.
by the way, fun fact: Jair Alexander is actually Adonis Alexander's. I believe it's his cousin, who played at Virginia Tech as well. So Jair,
Oh,
I know they're related in some regard, but
right.
Jair Alexander and Adonis Alexander.
I did not know that. That's great. That's crazy. But you're definitely Jair. And one more, I would say, my last one, Marshawn Lattimore.
Sons of Spotify. What are you listening to? Pregame music, locker room music. What
Hmm.
kind of music are you into?
Okay. It's tricky here. It's tricky here because it depends. It really does depend. It varies. But I would like to say like I have an old soul. I listen to a lot of old school music. But I switch it up. I do new school too.
So old
Um,
school, are you talking Tribe Called Quest? Or are you talking like Temptations? Like how far back are you
that's what
going?
I'm talking. Temptations, Frankie Beverly, like
Okay.
it's pretty different. I like to be different. So them, but pregame, like right before we go out, it's usually the new school hype stuff. The young boy and stuff like that. It's usually the locker room is pretty crazy right before we go out.
What is the weirdest, most unique, or just interesting recruiting pitch or visit that you have been on? It could be associated with Virginia Tech. You could say it's for another school, or you could leave it anonymous. What is just I'll give you an example. When I was in high school, Georgia Tech came in to talk to me and one of my teammates. So they had me and my teammate do this weird thing where he pulled out an actual tape measure from his back pocket and he wanted to see how close our butt could get to the ground. And then when we were done, he offered me and my teammate and he sang us the entire rambling wreck of a Georgia Tech song. It was very weird. It was very odd. I appreciated it, but it was definitely
Mhm.
one of the weirder experiences that I had. So, do you have any stories like that?
Um, it's not that weird. I'm gonna be honest, not that weird. But I would say maybe the weirdest one. One of the strength coaches, well, special team coordinators from Georgia, came to my school. I was running track, and he recorded me while I was running. Um, he had on like this all red, his Georgia gear,
He
and
wasn't
it was
even
pretty.
trying to be incognito. He was
He
he was
wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't. My school's colors are blue, so it stood out for sure. But he had like I don't know. It's not an old school one, but it's like it is an older one. He held it
a
while I was running.
handheld. He didn't even use an
He
iPhone.
he didn't use an iPhone. That was the weird part.
Yeah.
But yeah, every rep I did, he was recording. So I would say that's the weirdest for sure.
Who was the funniest recruit or player or coach in your overall experience with Virginia Tech so far?
Funniest, funniest, funniest. Okay. I'm gonna have to go with recruit Gabe for sure. I'm gonna have to go Gabe. Also, guy at Virginia Tech right now, I would say Pop Watson, definitely.
Last rapid fire question I have for you. So I've actually spent some time in Chattanooga. I
Okay.
graduated, or I didn't graduate with him, but I was really close with Packy Naughton, who is now with the St. Louis Cardinals. But when he was with the Angels, he pitched for the Chattanooga Lookouts. So we had taken a
Hmm.
trip down to Chattanooga. Great little city. So I'm curious, what is your favorite thing to do in and around Chattanooga?
Honestly, I grew up here, born and raised, so it's not too much to do here that I feel like it's just extraordinary. But I would say really just hang with my friends and work out. We work out a lot. Um, been doing that since we were little. But we make it our bonding time too. We get work in, but it's also a bonding time. So honestly, I would say training, working out, and it's good to be outside sometimes. But I have really bad allergies, and I feel like Chattanooga is the worst place for it. But definitely training.
Training and allergies, Chattanooga, Tennessee. You can't give
That's
me
it.
anything better than that. No like tubing or nothing. I mean, there's got to be something better to do down there than than allergies
I
and
would
lifting
say I
weights.
know. I'm being honest. I would say okay, going downtown, Coolidge Park. It's
Okay.
really cool to go down there and walk around and they have a lot downtown that you can do. It's actually places I've never been before.
Mhm.
That I feel like I should go to, but downtown Coolidge Park, really cool to hang out down there.
There we go. That's better. That's better than allergies. As long as you're not down
That's
there in
true.
April or May, you'll be okay.
Right, exactly.
Letters from the lunch pail. Questions from our Virginia Tech fan base here. So Sam Shutt wants to know, um, how did you make your first connection with Virginia Tech? And that's not Coach Quinn coming to your high school. What was like before you were offered or before you were recruited? What was your perception of Virginia Tech? Did you watch games growing up? Kind of what
Hmm.
is your familiarity there?
Honestly, when I heard Virginia Tech, Michael Vick came to my head. Um, I've just always heard of Coach Beamer being like a great coach. I mean, all around coach, really good leader, and I mean, really just I don't know. I've watched a few of their games. I did, of course, when they're on TV, I would watch them, but I didn't know too much about them. I didn't know too much about Blacksburg, but my friend, he's not there anymore, but he decommitted from Tennessee and committed to Virginia Tech. Elijah Howard, and I was like, he's a really good player, and I wanted to ask him what made him, choose VT, and I wasn't able to do that yet, but I've always known that they're a really good school. I've heard it on and off the field. I mean, all around great school.
Don't know if you're a big book guy, but I highly suggest reading Coach Beamer's book. Let me be
Really.
frank. I'm about 80% done with it. It's a great, fantastic read if you want to look at some of the history there.
Definitely.
Sean Kim, he asked, what does DBU mean to you? And have you had a chance to check out Virginia Tech's defensive backs of today in the past? And do you have any favorites?
Fuller, of course, would be my favorite. I'm gonna be honest. But DBU means a lot.
Well, which one?
Uh,
You got a ton of them. Which one was your favorite?
um, I forgot his first. Kyle, is that his name? I'm
Kyle,
sorry.
Kendall, Vinny,
Kyle.
long list. Yep.
Kyle. Yeah, Kyle Fuller. He's on the wall actually when you go in the
Yep.
indoor facility. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely my favorite. Watching. But DBU means a lot because a lot of my friends, are going to different schools. They've committed to different schools, and they also play DB, and they say that their school is DBU. I take a lot of pride in it. I like, really your work speaking for itself. Like I feel like we can really go out there. We have a really good secondary right now, in my opinion. Um, and I know that this year, and of course, when my class gets there, we'll really put in a lot of work and show that what the real DBU is. Bringing something new to Virginia Tech. Not too new because, of course, Virginia Tech has had a lot of great DBs.
Question from Drift, our guy. He runs the podcast for Virginia Tech as well. Do you prefer playing box, over the top, or outside? And I mean, this is every DB answers this question the same, but do you prefer man or zone?
Man, for sure. Outside. I like being out there by myself. I'm gonna be honest. Really just me and you. Um, who's more of the dog? I mean, who's really gonna, get after it the most? So I would do like being out there on an island by myself, like like they say. Um,
Are you chatty?
outside,
You talk any trash out there when you're out there by yourself a little bit?
I'm gonna be honest, I do. I really do. It may not seem like it right now, me being, I don't really toot my own horn and stuff like that, but honestly, I do. I really do. I like it though. I feel like I get it from, my dad. I'm gonna be honest.
From Jay Basham 89, has the coaching staff told you anything that you should focus on this offseason? Whether that's putting on weight, whether that's getting
Mhm.
faster, working on technique. Have they given you any feedback on what to work on in your final season?
They have not suggested anything yet. I'm sure that is coming, but me personally, I'm always gonna focus on getting stronger and faster, for sure. Bigger. I like, of course, when I hit, I like to make sure they feel it. So I do like to have more weight coming behind me. So definitely putting on more weight, getting faster, stronger, quicker, everything all around. Really, I feel like you can always improve.
Last question that I have here for you: your final season. What are you most excited about for getting to Virginia Tech here? I mean, that's a huge deal for you to have other visits scheduled and you to jump in early here and obviously keep the momentum going and everything else. But what excites you the most about showing up in Blacksburg?
Honestly, um, really just being around. Cause I always itch to get back there now. Like I really want to be in Blacksburg now. Like if I could go tomorrow, I would.
What game you coming
So
to? You coming to a game this fall?
I am the first one,
Okay.
first home game. Or the
Okay.
man,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there. Yes, sir. I'll be at a few of them actually. So with Chattanooga not being too close, it is somewhat harder, And I really do want my whole family to come. So because my brother and sister haven't been there yet, so I want them to meet everyone and things like that. But I'm excited about really just the community, the fans, really building a great relationship with them. I'm really, really excited about that. I love interacting with everyone. Um, I'm excited, definitely that for sure.
Awesome. Well, Marcellus, sir, it has been a pleasure. I love getting to know you, and we're excited for the future here. And best of luck in your senior season. Looking forward to seeing you in the maroon and orange soon. Actually, last question: the photo shoots have been great. We love the
Mhm.
photo shoots. They're doing a fantastic job with that. What is your favorite uniform combo that you have been able to wear during the shoots, or that you have seen us wear before?
Okay, my favorite. I wore the all white. I love the all white. The white helmet. I feel like it's super, super clean. But I also love the Hokie stone. I haven't been able to wear it yet, but I'm definitely when I go back, hopefully I can sneak in it and see how it looks on me. But that's probably one of my favorites for sure. It's a tie right now between the Hokie stone and the all white. I love the all white.
Awesome. Well, Marcellus, best of luck to you your senior year, and we're looking forward to getting you in Blacksburg here soon.
Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.